in.
What's going on, everybody? It is me again, and it is time to lean in, bitch. We're here on Martin Luther King Day on this lovely Monday. I'm here with Jazz and Danny. Danny having a little low budgetness. And we're talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac. What's going on, Jazz?
Hello. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. I feel so black. I mean, I always say black, but
right,
always black. But I just feel like I just got a little more black on me today.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just talking, child. I'm actually slick hungover, but I'm here.
Bless your heart.
Oh, there go Danny. What's going on, Danny? How you feeling?
Danny's about to be
a little hungover too.
Yeah.
yes. But everybody's, it's a holiday for everybody. But I will say, the gays celebrate MLK like no other. And because of that, yeah. What's going on, Antonio?
Jasmine,
I miss you.
I miss you. We ain't worked together in so long.
I've been trying to keep the
Well, yeah, we're here to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac, episode 14. We're getting close to the end of the season. Of course, the reunion is actually filmed this week, so the ladies are getting ready for that. If you watched last week, I did tell you that the theme this year is Miami Nights, and they're going to be wearing blue. So just a little gem, a little, I guess, pre-info. But go ahead and like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We have a lot to talk about. I really enjoyed this episode. I didn't watch it yesterday. I watched it on my plane back to LA today, and I was thoroughly entertained. So, with that being said, let's get into the episode. Because we should. So, they are in Mexico. This is part, I guess, where we left off last episode was the dispute between Jacqueline and Mia, right? And a lot of people, even in the comments, watching live or whatnot, were saying that they didn't know if they felt like it wasn't real. I saw people say, yes, no, blah, blah. But that was the big thing last week. And so where we left out last week actually was the Karen versus Charisse thing. And that's where we pick up in this episode. And so to pick up in this episode, I will say, I'll ask y'all before we get into it, based off what Karen provided, what did y'all feel about her reasoning for not really liking Charisse? Or do you feel like it's more to it that really wasn't the true reason?
Well, I don't think that's her reason for not liking Charisse.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's her reason for not. I think that's just something being, Charisse brought that up. I don't think that's her reason for not liking Charisse.
Well, that's what the show is marketing as her reason. Like even.
I mean, I thought that's what she said it was the reason. Yeah. That's why I don't like you. I didn't want to tell you, but that's what I felt like that was the reason. I think that as we've seen before, that Karen likes to pull at like the most inappropriate thing that you can say about her or her family and make that the reason of why she has that contention with you. But I do kind of understand her a little bit, just as a person whose mother has passed away. I like just a little bit. But I also agree with Charisse when she says I would never think that somebody would be negative coming to like in a situation like that. So I don't know. I mean, Karen can be Karen. I mean, she's a Thomas.
Do I think that I think it could be the reason. I just don't think it's the reason. To me, I just don't understand why Karen didn't just say, you said I was cheating on my husband before you was fired from the show, and that's why I don't fuck with you. I ain't fucked with you since then, and I'm not fucking with you now. That's what I wanted her to say.
That's why that's the reason. They were not friends before her mother died already. That's why I say to me, I just buy that they already weren't friends.
Right. Yeah, I do think that Karen, if that is the situation, Antonio, that Karen is a little bit one-sided with that, because I think that I used to think that she said that about the fireman, but I know Giselle said it, but she was confirming it, doubling down on it. She was saying stuff as well to me, Karen. So I don't know.
I mean, so what she basically says was that she questions the sincerity of her, coming to her mom's funeral. She said she popped her head in a limo to make sure that everybody knew that she was there. And she just didn't feel like it was genuine. Robin, once Robin hears this, Robin was like, so Karen, you've been lying all this time and you've been acting fake about it. And you've been saying all these things, and this was the reason why. At this point, obviously, she's Team Charisse. She's been Team Charisse since Charisse lied on her on having to restrain her against Wendy. So they buddies. And so, Karen, continues the conversation after they get through. I ain't gonna lie, watching this again, them just beating on the table and swinging their arms. Baby, they was so happy. And it was a mess.
I was so happy Charisse finally had a reason to look the way she do. All the show. She finally had a reason. I'm sorry, Jasmine. Don't get mad at me.
She had a reason to look this show because she looked the same. She still like Donkey Kong. No shame.
Oh my God.
I ain't changing it. But Karen says that, basically she asks him to it and says Charisse is known to ruin families, has a reputation and stuff like that. So when I heard that, I ain't gonna lie, I thought of Monique. That's what I thought that they were kind of tiptoeing around certain things without trying to break the fourth wall. I think Miss kind of said this in this comment here about like trying to break the fourth wall with her reason for not liking her. But I think this whole thing is something that probably should be happening off camera. They probably can go right more into detail because on camera it seems like it's very like,
Yeah, I agree.
Say that. You know what I'm saying? And so Karen says she can't go to Safeway no more. And Charisse says, I could say, you fucking marry me, but I ain't say that. And I'm like, okay, girl, it's going back and forth. And Karen calls her dusted and dated, and that she was a regular. She needs to sit her regular ass and shut the fuck up. It was a lot at that table,
Yep. And she deserved that discipline. Yep.
She deserved the discipline.
And even after all of this, after glasses are broken, after Charisse then knocked somebody out, the group still has hope that they can get to a better place. And I'm just like, we don't want this, y'all. I don't understand. And so did y'all have any thoughts on that? Any of that back and forth?
Yeah, I think to me, Robin sitting there with her fucking mouth full trying to talk, trying to talk and call Karen a liar. I was like, when Karen was saying they was good, I don't think she meant like, oh yeah, we good, like we friends. You know how you could just be good on somebody like, so I don't gotta talk to them. I don't gotta be friends.
She can be cordial with this lady since the beginning of the season.
Yeah, and that's what she been saying. I'm good. We good. That's it. And that's what that means. So I wish Robin hungry ass would go ahead and go somewhere and try to find out what's going on with her damn wedding and why it still ain't happened. I mean, it ain't like they was gonna have to pay for something. They was gonna drive up to the Chesapeake Bay and stand beside the damn water with some kind of ugly dress on and an ugly wig, and she was gonna get married. So I don't even know why she is worried about it.
But and Robin thought she turned it when she said, so you've been lying this whole time. Robin moment, y'all.
I just want to know who Robin thinks she is. Like, when did she
is really bossed up?
Everybody's points. And I'm just like, who the fuck does Robin think she is? Why the fuck do you even have, why are you even saying anything? Why does it even matter to you? So that to me lets me know that you have something to do with that shit. You have like a motive behind it because you want to know so bad, and don't have nothing to do with you because when it comes down to anybody else, Wendy, anybody, she don't want nobody to jump into it. She want to handle it her own. She want to walk up on people. She want to have a crack showing. She just want to have a lot of things, That's
you are so right, Jasmine, because Robin has never been able to gather Karen, so she felt like she had to bring somebody in to try to do it for her. She has never ever dragged Karen once, and Karen be tearing her up,
and eating her up. I mean, are there any little Robins? I mean, bitch, what the fuck?
Charisse wasn't the one. Charisse wasn't the one to bring for Karen.
No, I do like Charisse because I mean I like her from the past. You know what I'm saying? bring it now, it's unfortunate to me because I would have wanted her to, you know, I didn't know that she got fired. I thought she quit because of her divorce. So I don't really know the background on it, but I liked her. I thought she was like a nucleus of the friend group. But it is unfortunate to see like her grasping at straws, because once Karen would have dismissed me the first time, maybe that would have been the last time she would have had to dismiss me. Period.
I had a debate over the weekend about the Charisse thing, and they were saying like they don't understand how, you know, Jacqueline is getting more time over Charisse and blah blah. I'm like, because Charisse ain't really saying nothing. Giselle and Robin are carrying her storyline. They doing all the talking. She's sitting over there like this,
looking at her phone
with her damn hair like
she's not even. You would never know that she start this franchise. I really think of a lot of moments Charisse had where she was iconic anyway. So I never had that expectation. But I mean, for her to be one to come back so many times, you would think she would have brought something. And I'm sorry, she ain't really brought it.
She brought was that wig that's sitting on like a baseball cap.
And those ugly Versace shoes that her fat feet got them leaning over to the side like that.
And wearing tights on the beach.
That's it.
Tights and moo-moos. Tights and the little moo-moos. But okay, so you know, at the end of this scene, Candice tries to speak out, I guess, for Jacqueline about Mia, and Jacqueline just kind of says, you know, that's a conversation that we're going to have. And so that's how we get to our next scene, because after dinner, the girls go dancing, some of the, you know, whatever, but Mia and Jacqueline go to the room or whatever to talk. And, you know, Jacqueline brings up the argument that they had. She said it was pretty bad. You know, yes, they do argue, but, you know, she didn't like the fact that Mia made those allegations about her sleeping with married men, alluding to, now she didn't say, but she basically says that when she made that comment, she was alluding to Gordon. And when Mia responds in the way of like, girl, like, you know what I'm talking about. So I don't know. I don't know if Jacqueline slept with Gordon or not, you know, but it's Mia who'll be lying. Is alluding to she did. And so in this argument, it really goes nowhere because you know, Jacqueline says that's a lie. Mia says it's not. And then Mia kind of gets up and was like, listen, I was trying to help you. And Jacqueline actually gagged me because Jacqueline threw in Mia's face, wasn't Gordon married when you got him? And I was like, and it kind of gagged Mia too, but Mia didn't have anything to say other than yes, and I've owned it, and I've owned it. Mind you, in the last week, she kept trying to justify or explain what the hell a homewrecker is on social media. And people ate her up about that on social media. So she just don't know what she want to do. I'd rather her just say I did it and leave it at that. But I don't understand why she's coming at her. It sounds like to me she's coming at Jacqueline in the same form of, girl, okay, yes, I did it. You did it too. So just own it and we can get through. But I don't know. You tell me what y'all got from it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like she wasn't prepared for Jacqueline to bring that up. She does try to justify by saying I was married too. Who gives a fuck, slut? And then at the end of the day, I just feel like I understand why people might think that it's a fakeness about it, because I don't really grasp how we got from closure-based married men to I think, you know, you're insinuating that I had sex with your husband. I do not get that connection, like, at all. Like, and I think I'm pretty smart. So if somebody else can tell me what that connection is, so that's where I get the fakeness from. But outside of that, like, it's just.
I agree 100%, Jasmine. I feel like we got deleted scenes out there that didn't make the cut that will provide more context, because it's not making full sense. We're getting bits and pieces of a storyline that feel like they're forced to show part of it, but they really don't even want to address it because whatever.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I agree with that. But I mean, you know, I
that too. I believe that the group has insinuating that she's had sex with Gordon as well, like the group.
Yeah. Well, they did. Giselle and them kind of took that, but we haven't really heard anything about that since they was at the what's it called, the little live show they had,
the expo.
Yeah, the little whatever it was. We haven't heard anything about this since, so that's why
we get together.
Look, kickback.
The house
she
party.
comes off, and what's her name said that she is done. She said she fake as fuck, and she was like she sold her soul to the devil. And so what I got from it is, girl, you let this TV get to your head. Now fuck you.
It's so funny to hear Mia say these things like, She don't like dealing with irresponsible adults, and girl, she can't keep her bank account. She can't keep a house. She goes from who irresponsible.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next day there's a beach day, and not a lot happened on the beach. I mean, Ashley did plan an activity that nobody wanted to do. That did it was Giselle, Jacqueline, and Mia. So it was an entertaining scene. Candice and Karen paid Ashley dust, literally. You know, they had their side conversation. Candice was checking in with Karen. She asked her how were her hands. How were her hands? Because her hands was beating all over the table. Because that's what they gave the night before. And you know, Charisse is just, you know, upset. She's just bothered by the whole thing, saying that Karen is fake as fuck. She's talking. I think it was just Giselle, or was it Robin? It was somebody.
It was Robin.
Robin. She's still bothered. She said she's so fucking fake and blah blah blah. Any thoughts on this little scene before we get to the actual next part?
I just want to say I could not stand Ashley's bathing suit. I don't know. It was just I did not like it.
I don't know why you didn't like it. I ain't gonna say it, but the same reason I ain't like it.
Okay. All right.
You
okay.
I'm
weird bringing it up because I'm like, why are you looking like that? But I'm not looking like. I mean, it was just right there. Anyway, I hated it.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't know if they was going to like aerobics class or to the beach or what. But when Wendy came out in that damn gold, I was like, okay, Wendy,
solid gold.
Osefo.
Yeah,
not the whole name.
Wendy, Maureen,
there to the bus ride, and that's what because they were going to the excursion. I guess that was like a little excursion, like the little the cenote.
Cenote.
Yeah, the cenote. Yeah,
where the fleas were.
Right. Okay, so on the bus, Karen once again is poking at Robin about her wedding date. And she gonna fail to do that apparently. And Robin tells her none of your business. Even Candice is over. She's like, girl, like, okay, at this point, stop asking this lady about this damn wedding.
Candice said, just send her a gift.
Just send her a gift. At this point, she's tired of hearing about it. You know, Candy, I mean, they run into a lot of mosquitoes, they have a cenote, and you know, they kind of get to lunch. And this is where things kind of, I guess, get interesting. So at lunch, Ashley asks, how's everybody, considering she had the shaman and she had the little, you know, meditation thing or whatever they did earlier. She feels like everybody should be in good places. Robin says that, you know, she feels there still work is in their pockets. And so Karen asks Candice and Ashley, how are they? And in this conversation, I thought it was one of the best scenes of the episode because it just makes so much sense. And that clearly we knew this shit already, but Ashley talks about, you know, why she invited Deborah. I really wasn't buying it. In terms of I didn't find any justifications. Basically, she says that if somebody was coming at her man, she would want to hear from this person. Well, Candice says that's not how I roll. I know my man. I'm gonna go talk to my man. I'm not gonna talk to the hoe. And I applaud that 100% because that's the way I live too. So I'm just gonna say that. And so they kind of go back and forth with that. And you know, Candice says that basically every time they get to a good place, Ashley kind of comes and fucks it up. And which she does. We see it all the time. They show flashbacks. And you know, it comes out that she says that every time she does that because she has resentment. She's a hater. She's mad because at every point of her life in which she, you know, had some issues, whether it was, you know, the infidelities, whether it was her getting pregnant, Candice was always there to kind of make her mad or piss her off. And so Wendy steps in for a second and just says, like, listen, when we together, y'all are fun, we're fun, which we see on TV. Like, I think they would be a great duo, to be honest. They really should work on that and like have a solidified duo. But you know, they get to a point to where they say that, listen, they don't let go things that happened in the past. And they're gonna try to move forward because that's the only way they can move forward. Give me y'all thoughts, starting with you, Antonio.
No, I thought this scene was really good. I thought it was authentic. They actually made progress because to me, they got to kind of like the root of what's been causing so much drama between the two. You know, Ashley was holding on to things that something that Candice said back in season 4 or whatever that was. So that was kind of like the reason when they would move forward 2 steps, they would take 10 steps back, because Ashley felt like, okay, I'm still mad because that hoe said whatever it is that she said. Now I got to get you back. So I am glad that they got to that point, and it seemed really productive. Now I don't know how long it's gonna stay there, because we all know how Ashley is.
I don't know, child.
But I mean, if Ashley can utilize her relationship with Candice to both of their advantage, like she does with, say, Giselle or somebody like that, then I think that would be amazing. But you just don't know what you're gonna get with Ashley. She is a mess bucket, and she is gonna always be a mess bucket. She ain't changing. She's not. But the scene was great, though. I really enjoyed it.
Did y'all see Charisse over there looking all crazy? Like, damn, this should have been me and Karen.
She always looked crazy, and she always looked hungry. She looks crazy and hungry.
Danny?
I think, Ashley's feelings are valid. If that's how she feels, we can't. Yeah. Go ahead. That's cool. But I just think, it's very fake and phony to me that you allow and try to have all these fake attempts at moving forward. Knowing that you still feel that way. Be a woman, hash it out. Be the woman that you claim you are, hash it out. And if you don't get the response you like, don't move forward at all. But the fake attempts, they're draining. So I understand why Candice says she don't trust her. I get it. So yeah.
Me and Danny, we've been here all night. Me and you. I mean, you too. I mean, you too, Antonio. But me and Danny, right here. But I definitely agree with that, because even after everything Antonio said, he still says, but we don't know how long that's gonna last, because Ashley's a messy, big head, big chin, big throat ass bitch. So at the end of the day, I just think that that's what makes it full of shit. I think that by Candice taking that step back, like that pause, and saying, look, I think that since you've had this type of love, that you expect other people's love to be like that, and that's not how my marriage is, and you need to respect that. So I was glad that showed the genuine side of that conversation to me. Now with Ashley trying to bring that shit up, I feel like over the years, Candice has apologized multiple times in different ways to her. Like, they've been pulled aside, like, I'm sorry if you felt this way. Like, we're not going to keep apologizing and kissing your ass, because at the end of the day, Ashley's the one holding this grudge, and you're the one that's trying to perpetuate a friendship as if, oh, I'm grown, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But now out of 17 seasons, you're like, oh, okay, so the real reason is because, bitch, lick my ass. You either gonna be my friend or you're not gonna be my friend. But don't pussyfoot around and bring up, oh shit, because that's what, leave it here. Leave it. Live. Bitch. I'm sick of Ashley.
And Cortez, I wanted to say to Brooke's comment, I do think that Candice has been to therapy. I agree with her comment, because this is the first season that I looked at Candice as a woman and not a little girl. This is the first season, like, she's not overly crying. Like, I've seen her as a woman this season, like.
Instead of a robot, you think?
Huh?
What? I mean, yeah, she's giving us, she want to be real. She got the brain. She's a home girl now. Bitch, you ain't no home girl to me still. To me, I still don't get that vibe from her. I appreciate her trying to give us some realness, being authentic in a way, but it's not, I don't
force. It feels.
You're talking about Ashley, right?
Yeah.
Jasmine's talking about Ashley, yeah.
No, I'm not buying them. She ain't had homegirls in 7 seasons. Maybe, I ain't never heard of the PYTs or nothing. She been with Michael in that damn cave for years. I don't buy it. I'll just say that.
Well, she had only met Deborah like a year before or some shit.
The
like they wasn't like
of Ashley. A realist of Ashley is Sheila. Okay, that's my homegirl. That's my homegirl.
Well, I bet you had that one friend that was holding that sign up at that performance. That's the only person that I've seen her be with. I don't know if y'all remember her, but that was like she came over one time. I'll be watching.
But like I said, I do applaud Wendy for kind of she got involved, but it wasn't to like take a side, just to say like, you know, y'all are fun together. This is what y'all need to do moving forward, because like, let's just let it go. I thought it was a big, the youngest women on the cast had the most adult conversation of everybody in the whole cast. I'm just saying. So Charisse is over there like,
we're not talking about me again.
man, that Karen would not receive her in that way. Charisse, it ain't gonna never happen. Okay, let it go.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know, after that, they go back or whatever, and there's like a small conversation. It wasn't even really filmed for the best audio, but it was Ashley and Charisse, and Ashley was telling Charisse how she was proud of her for standing up to Karen. I was like, okay. You know, Charisse makes this statement about, you know, why she said what she said about the funeral. And she said that when her father passed, she had, you know, her father passed too. She said Karen only sent her a text message that said, "Sorry for your loss," you know, one sentence. Since then, Karen went to social media posting the opposite. So it looks like, you know, Charisse may have lied here. I will say I don't like seeing text messages as receipts. I really hate that, because you can falsify that shit so fast. I've done it so many times, and I will stand on that. She lied. I'm just saying I hate seeing text messages as receipts, because they can be easily, you know, changed or whatever.
Yeah, but Charisse sweaty ass would have got on Twitter and defended it. You'd have defended herself.
Well, yeah, that's true. And you know, I believe I don't believe Grandma will make that up in this case. And then, you know, Sheila was on FaceTime. Did y'all see her? It was really good. What happened?
Oh, with the kids, yeah.
Yeah, with the kids.
Oh, that was Sheila. I thought Michael had.
Sheila had them cheering.
Yeah, Sheila had the kids.
Michael was somewhere
with Juan.
You know what? Charisse does look like Eeyore. That is a very good description. Okay, so let's get into the nitty gritty, because this is where things kind of get interesting. I have a lot of notes, but I mean, I broke it down into 2 or 3 parts. So they go to dinner, and you know, Ashley brings up Robin's wedding again, and she just basically says she don't know if she want to have a wedding. And I ain't gonna lie, even Giselle was confused. Giselle was like if she want to be like, girl, stop talking about, like, just get it together.
He had to wipe her eyelids.
I don't think Robin's faking. Robin is just a mess. Even Giselle is looking at her like, what the fuck? And is embarrassed for her. And so she mentioned that she is going to get married. If she does, she's going to get married in Jamaica, using her brother's decorations, her brother's venue, piggybacking off of their damn day. But it's not going to be about them. Like, girl, that's just tacky. I mean, come on, like that's.
But, I mean, Robin's tacky.
But they come to the conclusion that they're going to have a bachelorette party. We know that this is coming up soon, and so I think this is one of the filmed events or whatever. So they're going to have it. She agrees to let them have it or whatever. And so Giselle brings up Karen and Charisse again. This is like the 5th attempt at trying to figure out, I guess, how can they be friends or whatever. But with the way she brings it up is by saying that she didn't like that Charisse's character was assassinated, because if there was a queen of Potomac, it's definitely Charisse. And I just,
was that even necessary to say?
Exactly. I was like, she first of all, she's producing. She's trying to make it so that was what she was doing right there. And Karen just says, Giselle, just stop, because this is regarding me. Giselle says she ain't gotta be quiet. She don't want to. If people want to talk about it, they can talk about it. Mind you, nobody's talking about it, it's just her. But she feels like she wants to get somebody to talk about it. Karen is not interested. And then Robin gets involved. And so I'll stop there before we go to the rest of the part and get y'all thoughts on that first. Jazz.
Robin's a liar.
We even got to Robin. We talking.
I mean, at the end of the day, Giselle, like you said, she's producing. It's not her business. I'm really tired of talking about it. I don't want to bring it up no more. I do think that they're warranted for bringing up maybe the incident the day before. I do think that maybe, but I do think that maybe that was warranted in that. But outside of just kind of keep pushing it and saying, oh, she's the queen of Potomac. Now, like I said, I did like Charisse, but I don't think, I think she could have just left it at, I've never known her to break up families. She's a good person. I feel like that, I don't care. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, Charisse, I like you, but this cannot be it. This cannot be the bread and butter of this whole season with you. It can't. So.
Anything? No.
I feel like we just talked about this in the beginning.
This cannot be.
Okay, so to add to that, Charisse does speak up, and what she says is she worked her ass off to get this group started, to get this thing going. And Candice said, you did work hard, but I wasn't on that list. I wasn't one of the people that you pulled, to be on the show, basically to be on the show. And Charisse tells her, well, you should be lucky you was at my table pretending to be a friend. And I'm just like, okay, I see where this is going. Which, I mean, I see a lot of debates. Charisse, I guess she did I get it. But unfortunately, the star, who we know as the Grand Dame, as the comic, is Karen. It is. Sorry. You just didn't break out from season 1, baby. Karen didn't get fired after 1 season. She didn't. She's still around. So it is what it is.
And a fan favorite.
I mean, I just feel like, okay, if they just wasn't say, okay, Charisse, you're warranted and feeling that way. What else? Like, and then just ask her what else. So what else do you want? Like, give us a solution to do after the fact of just acknowledging it.
I do agree with that comment. I think somebody made it on Twitter earlier that stated that, she's just mad because Karen is the fan favorite and Charisse is now clawing and grabbing to get on the show and nobody even fucks with her at all like that. So you raving about this group of women that you put together to put on this show and they're all still on TV and you aren't.
They left you behind.
Right.
You got left behind.
But did they really leave her behind? Because they left her behind, but she's popped up. She's actually been, even when she wasn't on the show, the whole Monique thing came about. So I just feel like whatever happened to her not being on the show and she was fired, whatever, like there should be something that don't have nothing to do with that group. Like it should just that's that. I feel like that moving forward, she needs to. It can't be the bread and butter. It can't.
So this comment from Callie is what I mean by like left behind, because Mariah and Nene are individuals that kind of piloted their shows or whatever, but they left such an impact to where they're gone, and there's still something there. Charisse didn't have that. She was gone after 1 season. She may have made appearances. She may have been behind the Monique thing, but she didn't get the credit for it. Right. We knew it, but the show didn't market her as the person that got all that. It came, but it's just about Giselle and Candice. You know what I'm saying? With that whole live thing. So it's just unfortunate for her. But girl, you may have started the show, but baby, you didn't carry it.
Right.
She's even been edited out of scenes that she was in. She was at Wendy's baby shower and they didn't show her once.
Yeah. Well, let's get Robin. Robin at this point, she is just coming at Karen. She's like, Charisse is a human being. You can't do her like that. She is going off on her side of the table, looking tacky. She said, one day people are gonna see you for who you are, a bullshitter. Mind you, she's going off. I'm surprised Karen held her composure, but Karen really is paying her dust. And she just goes off to the left side. And I was glad that Karen didn't give her any reaction. Because, we all know, like we just said earlier, Karen can have and always has read the hell out of Robin. Like, that's one person that she keep her damn neck on her neck. And so, look, Karen is legit not trying to talk to her. She's literally giving her, okay, Robin. Right. And Karen gives an apology to the group. And this is where things get interesting because this is similar to what Mia did, and Candice brings it up. Apparently, so when Mia instead of giving an apology, I guess she never gave an apology to Wendy. She gave it to the group, and Candice brings it up. Basically, calls them hypocrites. And I hope that Sammy's here because Sammy made a whole list of the way that the Green Eye Bandits are hypocrites, like scenarios back in season 5 to now. So anyway, so Candice brings it up, and Mia says she didn't give an apology because she is not sorry right now, and Wendy is activated. And before I get into this, did y'all have any other thoughts on the whole Robin to Karen back and forth for this part?
Robin's a liar. That's what I'm going to say it right now. Robin's a liar. I'm going to say it at this moment. Thank
I just say that was Chase in the text group once mentioned that Charisse has a lot of missed opportunities. Yeah. I think this was another one. Robin should have been fighting her battle just this. She should have been jumping down Karen's neck.
That's my point.
Robin or Giselle. Like, we should have been the one to bring it up. Yeah.
That's why she ain't gonna stick. That's why she ain't stuck, because she got somebody fighting her own damn battles. And Morgan, I agree. Why didn't Robin speak up for Wendy like that? I agree, because Wendy had a whole drink thrown on her. She's a human being.
But a lot of times it's crazy to me, and I wonder if the other women see it. Like, whenever it's Karen and somebody, whether it's Giselle or Robin, like Giselle and Robin, they're gonna always chime in and say, if it's somebody talking to them, they're gonna always say. Whereas some of the other women, when they're having conversations with one another, people won't really chime in. They don't say anything. But when it's somebody that Robin and Giselle like, they are going to come in. They're gonna make their side comments, and I just don't see how those women just don't be like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Like, I ain't talking. And they don't. Maybe they do, and it's just edited out. I'm gonna say that they do cut them out and it be edited out. That's what I'm gonna say. That makes me feel better.
Well, no, you gotta feel it. You gotta feel the truth. You gotta feel the reality of the situation.
Okay, so this argument actually surprised me, because I didn't expect it to come back up. But like I said, Candice brought up the fact that Mia, they allowed Mia to give a group apology and not to Wendy. So it comes more about the fact that, not necessarily that, but more of that Mia hasn't given an apology to Wendy yet at all. And she refused to do so in this moment until later. And so Wendy's like, you don't think you owe me an apology? You assaulted me. She's like, I didn't assault you. She's like, you know what the definition of assault is? She was like, definition of character. I'm like, what? I was like, okay, where is this going? So it gets them, they have a little back and forth, and no shade, Mia is not equipped with the intelligence to go back and forth with Wendy. And I knew she was gonna lose, because Wendy gonna tap into that John Hopkins, that seeing it. She gonna tap into it, and she did. Especially when it comes to Mia, you have to, because she just ain't smart. Now in this moment, Mia says about the whole argument, basically she's trying to say it as if Wendy there's some accountability Wendy hasn't owned up to. Do y'all feel like Wendy has owned up to anything on her part, or anything like that? Okay, so what Mia says was that Mia says is she was coming to her as a friend in Miami to tell her about what Peter had said, but she said that she didn't get the memo. And so Wendy says, you don't know how to be a friend to somebody for 30 years. How can you be a friend to me? In other words, Jacqueline. And I was like, ooh, okay.
Robert got her.
Gotcha. Hey,
earned her ass. And so then Wendy jumps back to the defamation of character comment by saying that I heard that you telling these girls that I said your husband's gay. And so she's like, well, you did. And she's like, no, I said that you were having a threesome. I didn't say your man was sleeping with a man. And so then she's like, well, isn't that gay? She's like, what's wrong with being gay? I'm like, well, hell, what is wrong with being gay? I leaned in, but they didn't go that route. Because it really wasn't about that. I mean, he sunned her in that moment by saying, like, you insinuated and you jumped to conclusions about it. So, like, you were wrong or whatever. And so Mia, she does confirm that she slept with Peter's girlfriend, but before she was Peter's girlfriend, which we like, okay, we didn't really care about that, but I guess it cleared her name. She felt like she had a boom moment. And it's going back and forth. Karen gets up and kind of walks on the other side of the table because she don't know what's going to happen again. Mia does apologize. She was like, I apologize. So now what? And Wendy tells her, listen, I don't think I didn't throw this drink back because I didn't want to. It's because I'm sorry, because I could. It's because I didn't want to. I have more to lose than you. And so they go back and forth about it. She tells her she's a gutter ass bitch, literally. And she says she has no more chances. And I, like Sammy said in our group chat, when she said no much, I think that was a public service announcement for the table, not just Mia, but if any of y'all try me again, I'm gonna get y'all ass. And I put Wendy's son the hell out of Mia. So what were y'all thoughts on this back and forth? It was a long time coming. You think about it, they never really talked about it. Wendy left and Mia avoided her, but they haven't really talked about this, and they've been in the same room many times. So I think this was much needed for Wendy to get out. Jazz.
I was really just surprised that they allowed Mia to take that girl out the group chat, then send messages, like just from the beginning all the way up until that. Just the whole situation just really blows my mind. I applaud Wendy's patience and like her level of maturity, because I could never ever be in the same room with a bitch that thought it was okay to spray me with a motherfucking martini. But I do understand she had more to lose. I think that Mia does not remember the sequence of events that happened that night, so she's just making shit up as she goes along, and she feels extremely justified in the things that she did to Wendy, because nobody else is being real about the situation and kind of applauding her for doing so. So I'm glad that Wendy like stood up for herself. Not even like stood up, because I feel like she showed Wendy like, okay, wait a minute, in the moment. I mean, not Wendy, but Mia in the moment. But I think that I'm glad that Wendy started letting people know, you got one more time to fuck around, and I'm about to go. Nigerian. So,
Danny,
I wanted Robin to pull out her RDZ camera and record this gathering, but all Robin could do was, she knew that Wendy was getting her. Like it showed on Robin's face every time Wendy landed one. Robin was like, "Ooh,
wore her out."
I didn't really have much to. I don't ever think Wendy called that man gay or made a reference to it.
She didn't. I really think that Mia knew that she's been wrong and the entire time, and that was her way of trying to make Wendy look bad. It's like, oh, you don't like gay people. That's when I felt like, okay, so you really trying to make this a situation. Right. And Wendy said nothing about her husband sleeping with another man. She said, y'all be fucking men and women, but she didn't say who was fucking.
Right, that don't mean genius with the man. That means we all know how threesomes work. Come on, let's
very you wish death on Ray. To me, that was very that.
Right.
It was like legit.
Trying to figure out a way to get us, the gays, to turn it on Wendy, and I ain't going nowhere. Okay, they ain't said nothing about the damn gays. So go on Mia.
And then my thing is this: you talking about, the saying that Mia, so you feel like, so she, to me it seems like Mia, you feel like being gay is wrong, since you saying that because this lady said it, she's defaming G's character or whatever. Wendy she toned down her professor voice and she kept in her like regular black voice, and she got Mia ass together, even with the gutter ass bitch. Even Giselle was
like when she was talking to her, she was like, because I think Mia at one point was like, let's talk about the real issue. Wendy was like, what are you talking about? I'm like,
it was almost like, you don't even know what's going on. And
right. But she was just running her ass. And I was just like, yeah, why do you think Mia didn't react any other kind of way like she did in Miami? You think because she didn't have enough alcohol? You think she just had learned her lesson? Like, what do you?
I think she's learned her lesson. I think she knows that she cannot do that.
That's right.
Okay. Because she just kind of, I don't know. I mean, she just didn't really react. She just kind of took that ass whooping.
And plus, sometimes when you're just getting ate up to the point where it's like, what the fuck can you say? Like, it's like, damn, you kind of get me. I really can't fight my way out of this hole unless I just take it so low.
You can't get me.
They're wearing you out, sister. They're wearing you out.
Right, Daddy. And that's what it was. But I am glad that they segued into that. I'm glad that Candice had caught that little piece when they was like, oh, you sent an apology to the group and not to the person. And Candice like, nah, because Mia did the same thing and y'all thought it was okay. So I'm glad that she kind of caught that and threw it out there and segued them into that situation.
Thought Wendy was gonna say. I thought Robin was gonna say something, because I mean, she basically was calling all them hypocrites. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I thought she was gonna say, but Robin kind of just shut up. I think she was probably tired and out of breath.
No, Robin said, he asked for coffee.
She was out of breath from talking to Karen, and Karen wasn't talking to her for 2 hours.
Robin trying to stuff as much food in her mouth so it would be in her little kangaroo pouch when she got back to Potomac, because they don't be having no food and stuff at home, and she'd be hungry, so they don't really be having a lot of money to buy food and stuff. So she was trying to eat as much tacos and stuff as she could in Mexico, so she have something to last when she got on the plane and went back to Potomac.
Really be eating hard. I do want to say this one thing though. I'm not a slut shamer. Like I don't care. Get down how you get down. You want to do this. You want to, you know, whatever you want to do. I'm okay with all of that. I'm not. I mean, I don't do that. But I'm just saying I'm okay with whatever you do. Oh, hold on, hold on. But no, okay. So I want to say this though. When you make yourself out to be like a very sexual being, right? That's how I think she, you know, she's came out. She's a stripper. She's sexual. She's sensual. Okay. I'm not saying it was right, but it leaves the door open for a lot of interpretations, especially when you're volunteering that information yourself. Yeah. So I did want to touch on that part because ain't nobody trying to slut shame you, but at the same time, you kind of play on this whole slut, skeezer, hooker type of thing. So
I mean, that's what Candice said. Candice was like, it's hoes everywhere. You can't. I'm sitting right. I mean, she was, you know, she was wearing ball gowns at the steak and lobster joint. She came on the first episode saying she was getting her JJ rejuvenated. She admitted to sleeping with a married man. She has messed with other, you know, she's I mean, you know, have fun. You know, we all got a couple skeletons in our closet, but I agree.
Oh, I got so many.
Oh. Mine is cleared out. I start over every year.
Yeah, I got a
yes, Jasmine.
And so that was pretty much the end of the episode. Like, it was a really good episode. It was. I guess this episode to me was about like resolution. I feel like there was all these different issues they're trying to like, and that's why I liked it because it's like at least they're trying to resolve versus because the end of the season is coming, obviously. I will say I don't know how long the Ashley and Candice thing lasts because I do know there was a little explosive moment at the finale. We're gonna see. I don't know what happened. I just know Chris was mad. That's all I'm gonna say. Karen, we see in the next episode, she kind of goes to this full-on feud with Robin. You know, they at the point they call out each other's infidelities or whatever, they've been cheating, or something about Georgetown. Is that the situation with the rape thing? Or no?
No. That's just supposed to be, I think, where Juan's girlfriend is. I guess she lives in Georgetown.
Yeah, I guess we get a chance to see Blue Eyes. You know, somebody said Robin has gone tech. She literally has had phones and speakers and videos, so she's probably working in IT now. Maybe where she got her money from, I don't know. But it never happened.
She worked at tech support for Apple.
She worked at tech support. That's what Robin Tech Support Dixon.
Oh,
1-800.
Cortez, do you have any idea as to what causes Wendy? Like, do Wendy and Robin have another situation?
I don't know. I just know she's not invited to the Bachelorette.
I feel like when she laughs at maybe when Karen makes that comment, maybe she laughed too loud.
Too hard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Or if Mia's putting it together, Mia didn't invite her. I don't know.
Oh.
I think this was all on Robin to decide who she wanted there. I think she chose that. So, like I said, next week we actually have to meet Blue Eyes. I guess see him. You know, I'm so tired of hearing about damn Blue Eyes. Is his eyes blue? Please.
I think so because we've been hearing about him for so many damn years. It's like
he showed this man at this rate. Do y'all think Karen really be out there, you know, messing around on Ray?
I think it's possible, 100%. You know, a lot of these larger than life, rich, affluent women and men, you know, they do their thing. They be hoes. They be fucking. They be having sex parties and all that. Like, they be doing all that kind of shit.
And
so
I know that
it's not far-fetched to me to believe that Karen may have cheated on Ray. Just like it's not far-fetched for me to believe that Ray may have cheated on Karen as well. So
yeah. And if
maybe
Robin,
maybe they have an arrangement.
And if Robin got the picture, Charisse sweaty ass texted to her.
Well, it seemed like it was just a picture of the man, like, oh, this, because she was saying this is Blue Eyes, but I don't know if Karen was in the picture. But I want to see what Karen says to kind of combat that.
So they got all the comments. Saskia said Karen is rich.
Well, I mean, that's how they came on the show. But Karen said a few seasons ago when Ray had his financial situation, Karen said she is debt-free and loaded.
Yeah. Okay.
If Robin can make $60K a month, Karen can be rich off them hats.
Oh,
yeah. I'm still waiting on somebody to tell me if they bought a hat because I was with one of my friends in DC, and he said, "Oh my God, I love Rob." I said, "Have you bought a hat?" He got quiet. That's what I always ask him. If you love Robin, you better have a hat. Otherwise,
You can't see. I don't know if it's here or not.
There ain't nothing else to love like that. All right, our first caller. We got a couple callers in the queue. Make sure y'all like this video and subscribe to the channel. Our first caller is actually going to be a caller who I ain't seen.
Let me move aside for the callers.
Clearly, it's Kyra. What's going on, Kyra?
Oh, hey! I thought you were. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year. How's your New Year been thus far, rather?
Holidays, traveling.
Mm-hmm.
It's been exhausting.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
What you got for us?
I feel like no one should give Ashley anything for that conversation. Her and Candice have had this conversation before. They've had this conversation several times. Every time Ashley wants to pull some mess and she gets confronted with it, she wants to bring up something old that her and Candice have talked about. Ashley sat there at that table and said, "When I was going through a miscarriage, you were very mean." She brought this up season 5, and her and Candice had a whole meeting at a restaurant. It was a whole storyline that Giselle and what's her name? Monique were trying to force Ashley and Candice to talk about it. Oh, and Candice said, "I want to talk about it without the group." And they did that. So now we're in season 7, and you're trying to use as an excuse why you brought this friend you just met around. So that's why I can't get with her, because she knows how to, I would want to know, Candice. I just think you would want to know. She knows how to do that because she can't help herself. I do think that there is something lacking in her life, and she does look at Candice, and she just, again, can't help herself. Because to me, she did it last year too. Talking about, I would expect you to come and apologize to me. She said this at the reunion last year. Well, when you get pregnant, you're gonna have your thing. And Candice says, "I will not come crawling to you." So then why this season you're expecting some kind of apologies because she's talking about kids again? Candice has been talking about kids since season 5.
I didn't. When she made the comment about that, I also was like, I feel like that has definitely come across before, because I know that I feel like Ashley made a comment in the past where she said, like, when Candice gets ready to have a child, like, it was something about, like, you know.
It was at the season 6 reunion. Because when she called her wide body, she said, "Well, when you get a child, you da-da-da," because she was trying to get away from the fact that she had body shamed Charisse before. So that's why I have this whole, like, oh, Ashley had this great awakening. Ashley had this great awakening when she kept terrorizing Robin, and then she had to sit there and say, "Well, Robin, I really think it's because I'm watching my mom being used by a man." Mm-hmm. So Ashley's constantly projecting whatever is going on in her life on other people. And she's constantly, I think she's hyper aware of it, because she does go to therapy. I just think she's not actually willing to do anything about it. Because she also did the same thing to Robin. And Robin had to scream at her for her to finally say, "I think it's because I'm seeing you as my mom." Anyway, this Mia and Wendy situation, Jacqueline, I do think that Jacqueline and Mia came on and they were going to do this thing. But if you notice, almost every time Mia moved the needle on what their storyline was going to be, Jacqueline was nowhere around. Oh, she slept with my boyfriend. The flashlight story. There's a lot of what Mia was saying about Jacqueline when Jacqueline was not around, and I think maybe Jacqueline looked up to, this is not going the way I thought it was going to go, and you've gone a little too far. Because I do believe they came on together with a game plan. Because if it wasn't for Jacqueline, Mia would have been done after the cancer story, and if she didn't pick that fight with Wendy. Jacqueline is carrying her through. So those are my thoughts. I haven't called in a while, so I was excited to see everyone.
I know it's been a while. We thank you for calling in today. I'm gonna go ahead.
Thanks, Brian. Damn, Antonio, you just left Kaya hanging like that. That's crazy.
Thank you, Carol. Okay.
Bye.
Bye. All right, next call.
They kicked me out. I don't know what happened.
That's why I was wondering. I think they kicked you out.
All right, Robin.
Our next call. Tawana. What's going on, Tawana?
Hey, Tawana.
Hey,
Tawana.
y'all.
How are you? What's going on?
I'm doing good. Nothing. Okay. Let me get into the episode. So, first off, I am happy about the conversation that Candice and Ashley had, but like the previous caller said, I feel like they've had this conversation before. But I'm very proud of Candice and how she handled the conversation. She made her point. She was very clear. She didn't cry. So I was really proud of her about that. Charisse and Karen, I don't understand what Charisse want Karen to do. Like, do you want Karen to say, thank you for getting me on the show? Like, what do you want Karen to do? It's not Karen's fault that the fans like her. She just got the gift for gab, and you don't. Like, I don't understand. Like, what does she want? Does she want Karen to say thank you? Does she want Karen to be her friend and say Charisse is cool, and she can be on the show now? Like, I just don't understand what she want the girl to do. And then I'm sick of Robin and Giselle saying Charisse is the real queen of Potomac. She know everybody, but that doesn't make her the queen. Like, how she the queen of Potomac and her wigs is dry? Like, she don't have that queen energy.
Crispy.
I ain't gonna lie, Karen's wigs used to be real dry too, but during that time, Karen was able to get it together. Charisse kind of lost time.
They wasn't dry. They was just, they was shaking girls.
Karen's wigs were hold on.
And then Wendy and Mia, I'm so happy that Candice brought that up again. And I don't understand why Mia said, like, oh, Wendy doesn't take accountability, because Wendy apologized to her the last dinner that they had in Miami. So what do you mean she doesn't take accountability for what she did? She did. She apologized and you didn't accept it. Like, how many times do you want her to apologize to you before you accept it? And then Robin and Giselle are big hypocrites. I don't like how every time Wendy would say something, Giselle would be like, oh my God, oh my God. But when Mia would say something, she was laughing. Like, no, what Wendy said does not compare to what Mia said. Mia sitting up there saying, well, I slept with her first, so that's my girlfriend. That's not dinner talk. That's what you should have been saying, oh my God, to. Like, they just big hypocrites, and y'all mad at Karen for not inviting Charisse to her show, saying, oh, she just trying to exclude her to be mean. But y'all excluded Wendy from everything going to Miami trip. Like, why is it okay for y'all to do what y'all doing to Wendy, but it's not okay for what Karen to do what she's doing to Charisse? Mm-hmm. It's like, do they hear themselves? I don't get it.
They're showing a lot this season. That's what I was speaking to when I was saying Sammy was talking about it.
Yeah, and I really don't want to say that. I don't want to say that Giselle and Mia and Robin are colorists, because that's something no Black person wants to ever be labeled as. Mm-hmm. But at this point, they're not helping themselves in the argument, because every time Wendy says something, it's, oh my God, why is she so aggressive? Why are you taking it so far? What does that even mean? It's like, come on now.
Yeah, I mean they do it to Candice too.
Yeah,
they do it to Candice.
Giselle really gets on my nerves with that. Like, oh, what are you talking about? Her big long ass. I can't stand that shit. I agree with you too.
Yeah, I'm really ready for the reunion, because me and Robin, Giselle, and Mia better watch out, because Candice and Wendy and Karen, they gonna get them. They gonna get them.
I am ready for it, Chas. She should be good. Yeah. Okay, Tawana. We got one more call in the queue. Thank you for calling. Okay.
Bye.
Bye, Tawana. All right, that was Tawana, and our last caller for today is going to be Demisio. What's going on, Demisio? What you got?
Hey,
we can hear you, Lord Jesus. Last week, I was like, what is going on?
Daddy. I'm dead. I come out because y'all can actually hear me this time.
Yes.
Okay. I wanted to touch on the Ashley and Candice situation, even though I am proud of Candice. Really, I'm proud of Candice this whole season. I feel like she's handled a lot of situations that's been thrown at her this season very well and like very mature. It makes me like look at her like, not that I didn't look at her like an adult, but you know how she has been in the past. She has handled them very good, like, without cussing them out, and you know, like she said, before me crying and screaming and stuff like this, she's handling it mature and paying their ass dust. But Ashley, she kills me with that woe is me act that she has going on, because like Candice said, a lot of like trying to blame Candice for what Ashley has done since season 1 of the show is crap, and it's bull. Like, what Candice did to you is what you have done to everybody since the show started. Like Candice said a long time ago, Ashley lives and breathes to talk shit about people. That's what she does. And Candice just gave you what you give. You can't be mad about that. And she was friends with Karen and Monique. So, I mean, of course she was going to take their side when all of that stuff was, you know, going on back then. So it's just like, Ashley is so full of shit. And like she said before me, they have this same conversation every goddamn year. And Ashley turns around and does some fake bullshit to fuck it all up all over again. So it's just like, really, this is on Ashley, not Candice. And if I was Candice, I wouldn't even after that conversation, my hands will still be washed with Ashley, especially after the whole Deborah Sesame Street character situation. Like that, I wouldn't even have nothing to do with Ashley no more. We can keep it cute. Hey, how you doing? You know, Kiki. But all that being friends and close shit, nope. I'll feed Ashley with a long handle spoon and call it a day. And the last thing I wanted to touch on was I wanted to ask, did y'all see the Page 6 interview earlier today with Giselle?
I didn't.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna say no. I didn't. I saw like pieces of it, but I didn't actually watch all.
No.
What happened?
Well, she basically is now insinuating even further that Chris was doing something malicious. She basically said that, like, after she said that as the season ended, that her and Candice ended on a good note, and then, you know, when they went on the Ultimate Girls trip and filmed that, she said basically, I think Candice cussed her the hell out on the trip, and it just ended really badly for the two of them. And she said she is no longer friends with Candice, and when the reunion comes, that she is not going to hold back. She's basically saying, like, what we heard on the show was the watered down version of what really happened between her and Chris. And I'm just trying to see what the hell, how can it get any worse? Like, what is she leaving out? Like, I'm not understanding. And this is why I cannot with Giselle. No accountability, and I don't know what she thinks she finna do other than get told the hell up at the reunion. That's what I'm trying to see. May I don't know if she gonna go get a gay or something, or go talk to Kenya to help her out. But if she think that she finna do that to Candice at the reunion, Candice is finna wear her ass out, and I cannot wait. Because at this point, like Candice said, this is making it hard for people that are actually getting like sexually harassed and stuff like that to speak up, when it's people like that weak ass bitch, you know, making these allegations on something that was really innocent. Like, it started to make me believe like you did all this on purpose. Like, it was on camera when he asked her to go to the back to have that conversation at the reunion. We saw it.
Yeah.
Just like for you to act like you just so damn uncomfortable. Like, bitch, you wasn't uncomfortable. You was not uncomfortable. You using this as a damn storyline because you ain't never fucking like Candice. And this was your reason. Like, they kills me on this show. They really do. They be saying they got the wrong motherfuckers up there, because it's a whole lot that be going on that needs to be addressed. Just like they basically doing all this to Karen to get back at her from talking shit about them last year.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's all I had to say.
Well, thank you for calling the BCO. Some good insight. I'm gonna check out the interview. Check out the interview too. I do remember seeing that she wasn't gonna hold back, but I'm gonna check out the clip and watch it and see. But yeah, it's Giselle. She ain't my shit, child.
Oh, exactly. She can't read worth the damn to save her life. If it was life and death, the bitch would die.
Oh. On that note,
not you wishing death on her. Bye.
Not you wishing death on Ray.
Oh my God!
I will say I did hear that Ultimate Girl said that they get into a big blow up. So I think that is pretty actual, as in Candice and Giselle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And at the finale, they were cordial. They weren't like, it wasn't any tension between the two. So that does sound right in line because the finale was a week or so before Ultimate Girls Trip film. So with that being said, like this video. As Sasuke says, thank you to the callers, Kyra, Tawana, and Demisi. I think I have a call in to give us your insight. Like the video, subscribe. This Wednesday for Salt Lake City, there is no episode, so we won't be here to recap it. Yeah, it's no episode this week, so we'll be back next week for that. Of course, we finished the season out, so we'll see you guys next Monday. And I believe in 2 or 3 weeks, that's when New Jersey starts. It'll be on Tuesday. So I know, right? But yes, right, not reading it. Thank y'all for watching. Of course, thank you to the panel. Thank you, Antonio, Danny, and Jasmine for being here. And we'll see you guys next Monday for the Real Housewives of Potomac, or later this week for Real Housewives of Miami. I see people asking, can it be live? I will consult with Chase because that's Chase's show.
Yes.
If he wants it to be live, then we can do it live. We'll figure out what time, but just stay tuned to the channel and we can decide on when it is. Okay. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Y'all have a good rest of y'all Monday night.
Good night.